There was a report from Pablo Torre at the aftermath of the Russell Wilson trade and how Russell Wilson's camp actually asked for a 7-year fully guaranteed contract worth $350 million. Eventually, we all know what happened. The deal when it was finally done was 5 years, $245 million, something like $125 million guaranteed. All right. Well, along the way, in the notes that Greg Penner took during that time, quote, 2 years left on contract. Why not wait? Close quote. So remember, Russ came into Denver with 2 years left on the deal he had previously signed with Seattle.
He had his doubts. And so maybe he should have listened to his gut, and maybe that going forward, he will a little bit more. Maybe he will next time be a little more assertive in that process. They signed him to that deal because they just gave away the farm for him. Everybody expected him to still be an elite quarterback. I mean, for the most part. So I can kind of see what happened, but Penner stepping in and saying, well, hold on, wait a minute. Let's rethink this. I think he should have pushed it a little bit longer. He should have pushed it harder, and I think he will going forward.
Looking back on it, it's like, well, yeah, they made a mistake, XYZ. But you got to remember, Russ, his first year in Denver was his 11th year as a pro, 10 seasons in Seattle. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler. In 8 of those 10 seasons in Seattle, he led his team to the playoffs. There was every reason to believe at the time, especially for a team like the Broncos, who had been quarterback desperate for better part of a decade, that he was about as safe of a bet as you could make. I understand why Penner went against his gut, because when you give up, Tom, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and 3 starters in exchange for a quarterback, the last thing you want to do is risk that investment with him getting disgruntled over not showing him the love on a contract. I doubt he would have made too big of a fuss, at least publicly, about not getting a new contract with the Broncos when he still had 2 years left, Tom, and knowing that they'd already invested so much. Show us a little something first that you still got it. Like, it's understandable, but the Broncos, Tom, didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that they came to their senses and negotiated and got the contract they did. Can you imagine the financial mess they would be in still today had they went with a fully guaranteed 7-year contract? It would have been extremely cumbersome. I don't even know if they could have got out of it even when they did. I mean, it would have been incredibly more painful to try and cut him when they did. They might have been stuck with him for at least another season.